What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the RWL's War Fantasy Booking Podcast. I am BWN Radio. I'm here with Thomas Noble.
Good morning.
Yeah, the other guys aren't here, which I'm honestly irritated because I don't know where Peyton is. I don't know where Liam is. I know where Led is. Led's at work.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, look at the exception.
yeah. So we're live. Jesus
Yep.
Christ. Uh. We're kind of in a weird spot because still waiting on the other guy. Oh, there he is. There's the guy we've been waiting on.
Sorry, I'm late.
You're fine.
No, you're not. You're the no, just kidding. So the last time we were with you with the RWL's War, we didn't have this bit of breaking news, but I guess we might as well share the news now. This was shared on Wrestle Arc and of course a bunch of social medias. But I am no longer the commish of this league. I have been asked to step down from my position, and I appointed a successor. And you guys won't guess who it is. It's the guy who just joined.
Yep.
Pretty much.
So, yes, Liam Warren is now the commissioner of the RWL's War. He is the new owner of this podcast, meaning he's in charge of all of
Yes,
our
sir.
asses. And trust me, last night he showed his power by making sure we got our shit
Oh yes.
done.
Oh yes. 3
Well,
o'clock in
I
the
thought I
morning.
was respectful with it.
Like 3 o'clock in the morning when I saw the message, I was just rushing right away to try to get some sleep.
I didn't care. I was already up. I loved it.
Well, I thought I was really respectful with it, but I didn't
No, you
do
weren't.
anything too crazy.
No, you're fine. Honestly.
No, well, to be fair, you're up by 3 o'clock in the morning anyway. I've seen it most of the time. Anyway, but yeah, so Liam is now the new commissioner. Pretty much, he's gonna be in charge of our butts. Pretty much, uh, he's pretty much gonna be in charge of stuff. I'm still gonna run the graphics, the streaming, and the wheel. But Liam's pretty much in
Yep.
charge of the rest of it. So, without further ado, we have week 9. The go home shows to the Elimination Chamber. And here are the week 9 standings. Monday Night Raw is number 1. They got all 5s in the ratings. ECPW is number 2. MCW is number 3. NNW and CPW tied for number 4. And number 5 is TVW, which is still on hiatus. A lot of shockers this week, especially with MCW being number 3.
Honestly, I did not expect my show be at the top 3. I never would have saw that comment as a solo 3.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not put much detail into NNW this past week. I tried, but I was like, I'll just write the show. Fuck it. And I'll explain it. But yeah, ECPW had themselves a very interesting show, and so did Monday Night Raw. And the worst part is the guy who runs Monday Night Raw isn't here, nor did he write the show this week.
I did, though. I wrote 2 shows this week.
Yeah, Liam was on a roll yesterday.
Indeed, I was. My fingers were on fire.
Well, guess what, Liam? You get to go first because you got to do 2 show readings.
Back to back, I got to read.
Yeah, so you got to go
Fun.
first. You got to start with Monday Night Raw, the show that you made number 1.
Yeah, I did actually. I was like, I don't know, I read it genuinely and I just went, wow, I've written a 5-star here.
I read it and I was like, Jesus Christ, he fucking cooked.
Yeah. Well, that's like, I just do what they gave me and I just went, say less, I got you.
I'm just, for me, I'm just shocked because it was like your own show didn't get number 1. It was fucking Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, the
It's fine,
show that
like,
you
it's fine. I
I
don't
liked
yeah,
it.
mind.
I liked it.
Yes.
All right, so you're up first.
All right, let's read this. This we are going to Raw. So the show kicks off with a disgruntled Dolph Ziggler coming out through the crowd and into the ring, once again demanding an Intercontinental Championship match with Roman Reigns, with plenty of fire in his belly and in his words, bringing about cheers from the crowd. This brings on the World Heavyweight Champion John Cena, as well as the Tribal Chief, but the growing tension between the two megastars is obvious after Cena says that Reigns is failing to pull his weight recently, requesting that he defend his title against the show-off and that he does something about it, which brings on a puzzled look from said current Intercontinental Champion. Out of sheer reluctance and pressure from his partner, Reigns agrees to the match with Ziggler tonight, and that gets made official moments later.
Oh shit.
Yeah. The first match on the card is hashtag DIY, or just DIY. The team of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. That, of course, being Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. And the winners will receive a tag team championship match against the Usos. In a sensational match that is high octane and goes long, it is the Motor City Machine Guns who come out with a win and become number one contenders to the tag team titles. After the two teams go hell for leather, Sabin manages to incapacitate Ciampa, who's looked very dangerous throughout, with assistance from Shelley doing the motor lock sliding dropkick combo, which I can't remember what they called that, so that's why I was like, it's the motor lock sliding dropkick one. Gargano looks to come up with a one final beat, but Shelley drops him out of the sky with a torture rack bomb, and they nail the skull and bones for the 3 count win. After the match, the Usos walk out onto the stage as the Motor City Machine Guns look on from the ring, raising their titles high as a way to say it's on.
Oh shit. It's fucking on, son.
That's right. Drew McIntyre has a promo segment after that, where he too is irate after Raw's general manager called upon Bron Breakker to take down the Scottish Warrior in recent weeks, or recent shows. The former world champion verbally lays into Thomas, so that being Elaine Thomas. I didn't mean to write his name at some point, but I guess my brain must have filtered it out. Calling him a phony, weak, and incompetent boss, much like his previous choice of words for Roy's authority figure, and then proceeds to consult the intelligence and the credibility of Breakker. He says he plans to finish the second generation wrestler once and for all, so he can get back to his main goals of being champion again, calling him out for a street fight. Through the commentators, who have been handed a microphone each, they are informed by Raw's esteemed man at the top, so alert, that this match has been made official for the following episode of Raw. And the graphic pops up on the Titantron screen, and McIntyre, with a wild look in his eyes, can be heard saying near a ringside camera, "That Welsh bitch has made the biggest mistake of his life."
Ooh. He called him a Welsh bitch.
I was like, well, I've got creative license to say what I want with a Drew McIntyre promo, and Drew McIntyre has made it very known about his feelings about Raw's GM. So, I don't
Dude,
know.
I love it.
Yeah. I was like trying to capture the character of what Drew McIntyre has been doing in RWL. So yeah, I was like, Call him a bitch. I think he won't mind.
Man, first Aled gets 2 claymores. Now he's getting called a Welsh bitch. He's, he's having the best of luck on his show.
So yeah, you heard it here first on the following episode of Raw. There will be a street fight between McIntyre and Breaker.
I love it.
Then in the second match of the evening is for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky defending against her compatriot in Julia. If you don't know what the word compatriot means, that means they're both from Japan or the similar they're from the same country. So yeah. Anyway, this match is typical strong style, with it being hard hitting, moments of fighting spirit, and each woman gets the moment to shine in a fairly long match. The early parts of the match see the beautiful man slowing the genius of the Sky down and not allowing her to get going, locking in plenty of submission holds and delivering stiff forearms and headbutts. However, Sky isn't wanting to get bogged down for long, and she managed to mount a comeback with 2 clotheslines, a Shote uppercut, and a springboard missile dropkick. She delivers the springboard moonsault to the outside, but that brings about a near fall via a rope break in the ring. Julia does manage to land her Northern Lights bomb, but the champion manages to kick out at the tightest of 2.9s, shite out Merce YT13. Io finally gains the upper hand, delivering the bullet train double knee attack in the corner to the beautiful madness and an over the moonsault from the top to retain the championship after the count of 3.
Yeah.
After the
yeah.
match,
Sorry.
once Sky is finished celebrating, Izzy Moreno makes her way down to the ring and goes face to face with the reigning Women's World Champion, which signals her intentions to go after the genius of the Sky. Only time will tell when that goes down.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
We then
Izzy
go
wants the belt.
backstage. Izzy wants the belt. Yes, she does. Things are heating up on Raw's women's division for WrestleMania, I guess you could say. Then we have Dominic Mysterio sitting in a locker room backstage with Raw's Money in the Bank briefcase in his lap, and he fires a warning shot to all champions on the brand. Talking through boos from the fans in the arena, which are loud enough for him to hear. He explains that he now holds all the cards and no champion is safe, and he doesn't care how he'll build any single one of them for it, and that he doesn't care who the champion is. He proceeds to say he's the greatest luchador of all time, calling himself the king of Lucha Libre, and once he cashes in Money in the Bank, becomes champion, and ascends to the mountaintop. No one will ever be able to say that he's not the very best wrestler on Raw.
You're dead.
He finishes by saying, yeah, okay. He finished by saying that all champions should be counting their days and looking over their shoulders, because Dominic Mysterio will soon be calling himself El Campeón.
Oh.
Which is Spanish for the champion.
Oh, this fucking guy.
The third match on the show is a Falls Count Anywhere match, and the first in a best of 7 series between Bobby Roode and James Storm.
Best of 7.
His intensely personal rivalry has continued to get even more heated week by week. That's right, best of 7. That's what the plans said, I think.
Fuck.
That's what. So yeah, and that's going to be running 6 more of these after this.
Oh boy. This is going to be good.
Oh boy.
This match is brutal from start to finish, with chairs, candlesticks, brass knuckles, and Western-related weapons all being used throughout. The two waste no time in teeing off on each other, brawling off into the ringside area and into the crowd. Rude gets the upper hand in the exchange, using a trash can to incapacitate Storm for a 2 count. The two men continues to brawl their way back to ringside, with Storm finding an opening to recover and level Storm with candlestick after candlestick shot, before dropping him with a ticket to ride for a near fall on the outside.
Ooh.
Am I saying that right? I'm pretty sure one of his old finishes was called Ticket to Ride.
Yes, it was.
Good. I was like,
trust me,
I
had to look it up the other day for an argument. It was Ticket to Ride.
It was like the spin out, like white noise bulldog thing, I think.
Yeah, he called it something else towards the end, but it that was a different wrestling move. I think he called.
Yeah.
What the hell did he call it? I think it was something last. It wasn't last right. I know that it was something else. But anyway,
Yeah. The Rude mounts to come back in the final third of the match, back in the ring, delivering 2 clotheslines, a high knee, a double arse blindbuster, and a Rude bomb, but Storm kicks out at 2.9. Storm, however, delivers a low blow to Rude and brings out a beer bottle, taking a swig of it after opening, and he spits into the eye of the Glorious One before downing the rest.
we
A
call that
last cool
second
super
him
kick
drunk.
follows. Yeah, it would be a Cowboy James Storm match without him getting pissed. A last cool super kick follows, but Rude staggers his way up to a seated position, and then Storm doesn't hesitate to smash the beer bottle over the skull of his former Beer Money Incorporated partner and pins him for victory. Storm, after a match which had every emotion involved, takes a 1-0 lead in the best of 7 series between the two.
This fucking guy, this fucking Storm guy.
We then go backstage.
See,
Sorry, go ahead.
this is the reason I got. This is the reason I got removed as commissioner. I was told that I was gonna remove alcohol from the league, and everyone yelled at me.
James Storm especially was having none of it.
Oh yeah, he was pissed. He chucked a beer.
He was like, sorry about your damn lip. He's like, I'm going to continue drinking beer. That's what I do.
All right.
I swear, he literally snagging into all our collective like war room office that we have, and he was just like, no. I think Grado was there for some reason as well, and then I don't know, Storm looked at him pretty funny.
Corner for some reason.
Yeah. I think Dan Houser was hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, pretty much. He couldn't disappear in time. Anyway.
Yeah. We then go backstage where Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes can be heard mid-discussion talking strategy for the former's World Heavyweight Championship match with John Cena at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. You heard it here first. That's happening. I can reveal that we'll be main eventing the pay-per-view on the next stream of this.
Yes.
And then Rhodes says that regardless of what happens, he has the Piper's back, stating he knows that Cena and Reigns have many tricks up their sleeve and will do anything to make sure that the tyrannical champion walks away with the gold. Orton says he appreciates that, but he points out that after that conversation at the start of the night, Cena and Reigns don't appear to be on the same page and could fall apart at any moment. He notes that two egos like that kind of coexist for so long before things go south. And while he won't underestimate either of them, he says the job could be a foregone conclusion should their relationship continue to deteriorate. Rhodes says that he sees what happened, but questions if that's what they want them to think, just to lull them into a false sense of security. The American Nightmare, however, states that they will be ready for anything they try to pull.
Really, Cody? Really? He's gonna
Cody.
He's gonna get destroyed, isn't he? I have a feeling. I could see it.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Aled will have time to write this match, but I guess we'll find out what he decides to do.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway.
You know, his work schedule pending and everything.
Yeah.
We miss you, Aled.
Miss you.
We then go back to the arena where it's time for the main event. The Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, accompanied by World Heavyweight Champion John Cena, defending the Intercontinental Championship against Dolph Ziggler. Reigns starts the match in the ascendancy, taking Ziggler to the mat and talking all kinds of trash. He sends him hurling into every corner before smashing him with several corner clotheslines in the fourth, and pulls him out for a Samoa drop in one smooth motion for a near fall. The head of the table continues to dominate the middle period, taking the action to the outside, where Cena witnesses Reigns sending Ziggler flying over the barricade into the timekeeper's area before talking trash to the fans and the cameras. After breaking a count at 9, meaning a count out, obviously, Ziggler climbs back into the ring and dodges a leaping clothesline and starts with 2 forearms, several jumping elbow drops to a downed Reigns. I really think I meant to write something like that. And a stinger splash in the corner for a 2 count. As Ziggler pulls himself up in the corner, the referee and Reigns notice Cena has climbed up on the apron, much to the champion's dismay, many Reigns, and the two allies begin to argue. This opens the door for Ziggler to deliver the zigzag twice, and a super kick for the 3 count, crowning him the new Intercontinental Champion.
What?
I know, it's crazy.
What?
Oh my god.
Ziggler runs up the ramp, holding the title aloft and roaring into the night sky. Reigns sits up in the middle of the ring, and anger comes across his face, and he slowly turns his head to stare at Cena, who looks on shocked on the outside after inadvertently costing the tribal chief his title. The show fades to black with Reigns screaming into his hands, and Cena, with his hands on his hips, looking down at the floor.
Oh my god. Roman Reigns has been dethroned.
That's right. Dolph Ziggler now the Intercontinental Champion. The underdog prevailed after this. There seems to be some growing problems between Cena and Roman Reigns.
It's just I can't believe it. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, is not the one holding the belt.
Indeed,
This is
it's kind of crazy.
where's the lad? He's in trouble. God damn it! Oh wait a minute!
Yeah,
Wait a minute! I have no power anymore. Oh, shit. Oh. Let me have one last act. No, just kidding.
yeah,
But no, I mean that. Honestly, I loved it because I mean it pretty much had everything. I loved the women's match. I thought that was awesome. I loved the Storm and Rude best of 7 series starting, of course, with Storm, being the cheap shit he is, and then Ziggler becoming the new champion.
yeah.
Well,
That crazy upset.
that is a crazy upset. I definitely like the main event. And I definitely thought the first match of the best of 7 series between Storm and Rude. Overall, I do like the show a lot.
I thought the women's
Yeah,
match was probably well written out of all the women's matches that I've seen. I thought it was. I said it was
yeah.
Yeah.
pretty.
Was Io Sky and Julia? If that match happened in real life in any capacity, I feel like it'd be very good. So
Well, Liam, I hope you're
I was
ready to
like,
keep on. Oh wait, what?
don't worry, I'm good.
No wait, what were you
Yeah, I've
saying?
got
My
to carry
bad.
on reading. Woo!
No wait, hold on. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was.
No, I don't. I actually don't remember. To be honest with you, it's fine.
Shit, my bad.
It's okay, don't worry.
All right.
Uh,
So Liam is up now again.
yeah, then we go to my show now. ECPW episode 8. Put another few bullets in the chamber. Cursed edition.
Ooh, cursed.
So, of course, the opening titles start the show. We continue our residency in Alexandra Palace in its second week of residency in the lead up to RWL WrestleMania London. We open with a promo from Aussie Open celebrating Kyle Fletcher becoming Mr. Money in the Bank. So, of course, Fletcher enters, suited and booted to the nines, Money in the Bank briefcase, and Aussie Open tag team partner Mark Davis dressed in a blank tank top, jeans, and black trainers in tow. He says he takes a moment to let the mixture of booze and "You Deserve a Chance" to die down. He quickly turns the crowd against him, saying that he knows he damn well deserved it, and that's why any of the audience doesn't deserve to be in his presence right now.
Boom. The booze got louder after that one.
Yeah, I bet. He said last week he was the MVP, not Montel Vontavious Porter, most valuable player, of the Money in the Bank ladder match. And just like since the inception of ECPW, he's always been one step ahead of the game. He further proclaims that this win was his destiny, a prophecy fulfilled, and now he holds all the cards. A one-way ticket to the ECPW championship, and he says that he can cash in anytime, anywhere, any place, and any which way he chooses. The protostar also says that he is done with Will Ospreay, and that while everyone in the match is banged up, bruised, and battered, the aerial assassin will be in the greatest amount of pain, having been dropped on his head by him, alluding to Ospreay's history of neck issues. He sarcastically wishes his former friend good luck with his Elimination Chamber qualifier later tonight before scolding him further. He then addresses Gunther directly, who is backstage and set to appear later tonight, stating that the ring general has a target on his back because he has something he wants. But out of respect, it won't be him he most likely cashes in on. Is it out of respect or is he just a pussy? I don't know.
Pussy. Anyway.
Yeah. Fletcher concludes by saying, now that he has all the power over the ECPW Championship and the men's main event scene, no one can ever doubt the Protostar's ability or that he is in fact destined to take over the world. He then says his catchphrase, "Say my full name."
No.
He drops the mic and raises the money back briefcase high while he and Davis pose. They leave the ring to a chorus of boos and they flip the crowd off as they walk back through the curtain.
Fuck you! Fuck you flipping me off! Fuck you, bitch!
That's right. Yeah.
Fuck you!
So yeah, Fletcher's pretty much, he's one step closer to the mountaintop now. He possesses the money in the back briefcase, and we'll see what he does with that, I guess.
I can't wait to see who he cashes in on. That's what I'm most interested. Because it could be.
Believe me, I have something in mind. I have something in mind. You just ain't gonna see it. I don't know. You might see it coming. It might become glaringly obvious at some point. I don't fucking know.
We don't know.
Anyway, we have an opening match. The opening match of the night is the the ECPW Women's Champion Lara Valkyria versus a debuting Session Moth Martina. It's a Battle of Ireland.
Ooh.
This obviously is a non-title match, so we have Lyra entering first. Then Session Moth Martina comes out with the Foster's beer can hand. See what I mean? More people. I tried to put an alcohol ban, they weren't having it. So yeah, she enters to the song "Every Time You Touch" by Cascada. It's a very famous dance track. Go look it up. It's a banger. But before the opening bell can ring, Dakota Kai's music hits, and she makes her way down to ringside. The captain of Team Kip asks for a steel chair, opens it up, and sits down to have a front row seat at ringside to Valkyria and Martina's match.
Ooh.
But
I wonder what she's gonna do.
Yeah, me too. And of course, the result goes in the direction of Lara Valkyria, who defeats Session Moth Martina. In a surprising back and forth match where Valkyria shows her technical prowess and Martina her ability to creatively and comedically counter moves, the ECPW Women's Champion comes out on top. Excuse me. Valkyria starts on top, putting Martina in plenty of holds and getting 2 counts on several pinning combinations. Martina fires back in the middle, dodging a corner attack and delivering a comeback consisting of 2 running forearms, a body slam, and a diving senton from the second rope for a near fall. The finish sees the 2 jockeying in position on the apron, but Martina creatively scurries through the legs of the ECPW Women's Champion and sends her careening into Kai at ringside on the chair.
Ooh.
Martina looks to put Valkyria away after a sequence of moves exchanged between the two. After a sequence of moves exchanged between the two, Kai shouts at Valkyria from ringside, blaming her for Martina's throw into her. However, Valkyria manages to counter a roller protect by compatriot with a bridging jackknife cover for the win. After the bell, and once Martina has rolled out, looking dejected walking up the ramp, Valkyria and Kai can be seen arguing over the apron spot, with the former stating it wasn't her fault, but she nevertheless can be heard apologizing. Kai, despite being furious, takes her leave and holds her hands up. Valkyria looks on, tired.
Ooh. We got some drama.
Then we have some drama in the women's division. You know, those two seem to be heating up their rivalry in a way, but they are keeping it kind of respectful for now. You know, no blows have been thrown just yet.
Yee.
Then we have the fourth episode of Grado's Party Parlor after
The
a
greatest
brief
part of the
ad
show.
break. Yeah.
Sakes.
So yeah, this segment is being held backstage because on the last show, Grado was knocked clean out by Conor McGregor, and he has a massive bruise on the right side of his face. So naturally, he had a bit of a security concern for himself. So he asked to hold the segment with the set backstage.
Fair enough.
Grado welcomes everyone back to the show and another episode of Grado's Party Parlor. He says he's thankful that Conor McGregor isn't there that evening, but he's holding the show backstage for security reasons, as I mentioned. He recaps what we've seen on the show so far, talking about Kyle Fletcher's promo at the start of the show and Lara Valkyria versus Sasha Martina, calling it an entertaining opening match, and notices things are heating up. That says hitting, but I meant to say heating, between the Irish women and Dakota Kai.
Make sure you hit
Before you
them
can
up.
talk about his... Yeah, hit them up, yeah. Are heating up between the Irish woman and Dakota Kai. Before we can talk about his dreams about his own road to RWL WrestleMania London, Danhausen randomly walks into shot.
Wait, what? What did you do?
Grado, once again perplexed as to why a guest of his hadn't waited until they were introduced, begins to argue with Danhausen. The demon cuts him off, saying he's here to talk about Team Cursed and how they're about to take over. But he says Logan Paul, Kevin Knight, Mr. Iguana, R-Truth, and Kit Wilson went to prepare Knight for his match tonight. But also comedically notes that Paul seems very antagonistic about the whole thing, stating he was acting weird. Grado says the faction does feel rather forced, and Danhausen refutes this, stating they are a cohesive unit, which the Scotsman doubts. As it looks like Danhausen is about to curse Grado, Leah Warren walks onto the set and says the two will be facing each other after the next ad break.
Ooh.
Danhausen and Grado and Danhausen face off as the show cuts to said break. And then we come back from the break for Grado versus Danhausen. With Grado entering first.
So did you get cursed? Or
Nope.
did you was it like you? And then you were like, no, wait.
I was like, no, wait. We're not having any of that.
All right.
I don't need any spooky things hanging over people's heads.
Also, what's my fucking guy doing on your show?
Well, I don't know. The faction got created, and I was like, I don't know. I want to use them.
By the way, for folks that don't know, the punishment wheel this week was we had what was it? We created a faction. Well, I created a faction.
Yeah, you called the stipulation bloodline.
Yeah, and pretty much the GMs could use them however they wanted, so that's why they didn't appear on Raw. But pretty much the faction is called Team Curse. It has Logan Paul from Raw, Danhausen from NNW, Kevin Knight from ECPW, Mr. Iguana from MCW, R-Truth from CPW, and Kit Wilson from TVW.
Right, a superstar from all 6 brands has been put into a faction. Danhausen is their esteemed leader.
I'm not gonna lie, that whole team is cursed just by reading that. Anyway,
exactly. That's why we called them Team Curse, because like fucking hell, that's
you fucking think this team is definitely 100% cursed. Just the way you put that together.
Well, Logan Paul and like Kevin Knight, they've already probably been talking to each other about it. They're like, "What are we doing here?" Well, the other one's out here.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Kevin Knight's just like, I don't know. That's why I said Logan Paul's like very antagonistic about the whole thing.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, we return from the ad break with Grado entering to like a prayer by Madonna. You know, the fans sing along to that. Then we have Danhausen coming out to his, musical theatre kind of song. Danhausen, he is very nice. Danhausen, he is very evil. Anyway. the two sort of go face to face before the bell. The demon-like grin staring back at him, like, and then the match sees Danhausen defeat Grado.
What?
So the newly minted faction leader defeats one of Scotland's favourite sons. The two go back and forth comedically through grapples and striking exchanges throughout, each finding creative ways to go to pinning combinations, much to the amusement of the audience. Grado makes a comeback with two clotheslines, a bop, feint, and bang, right hand, and Saito suplex. However, as the Scotsman goes up to the second rope, Danhausen sits up and does his signature, "You cursed!" point, with a puff of smoke following the second and bottom turnbuckle breaking, sending Grado crashing to the mat below. Danhausen finishes the match with a good night Hausen, and he celebrates in only a way he can. Logan Paul and Kevin Knight stand outside the ring, talking to each other, scratching their heads at what they've just witnessed. Kit Wilson just dances, whereas Mr. Iguana and R-Truth celebrate with their faction's leader in funny fashion.
Man, I told you what, Oscar really knows how to fight this man.
And then Mr. Iguana just, slithering around, brother.
Why you got that snake on your head?
There's no iguana. That's a lizard.
This is gonna be the
Yeah.
most cursed fucking thing we've ever done. Anyway,
Yeah. Then we have the third match, which is Nina Samuels with Anita Ball and Sapphire Reeves, who are Cutthroat Collective members, essentially, versus Jamie Hayter, who is accompanied by Danny Luna and Ray Leverkusen, who have become allies of convenience lately against the CTC. And Nina Samuels gets the win. After a hard-hitting technical affair, it is CTC's member who comes out on top. The two women start the match with swinging for the fences of a strike exchange, with Hayter coming out with the advantage after a big-time Uranage side slam for a near fall. Samuels showcases her athleticism in the middle period, dropping Hayter with a roundhouse kick and then gaining a 2 count after a 450 splash from the top rope. As Hayter looks to assert herself towards the end of the match, Reed and Vaughn try to get involved on the outside, which distracts the former Women's World Champion. Leverkusen and Luna brawl off up the ramp with the outside members of the CTC, but Samuels takes advantage and rolls Hayter up, hooking the tights with one hand on the ropes with the other, with one hand on tights, hooking the tights is what I meant to say. We're hooking the tights with one hand and the ropes with the other out of the referee's view for the 3 count. So
hey, she's cheating.
Heel won via cheating.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. And then we cut backstage where London Brawling, that being Nick Aldis and Nigel McGuinness, talk about how their reunion came to be. So McGuinness speaks first, saying that this was all part of his grand plan. He states that bringing Aldis back to his side was easy once he delivered his message about the old guard not willing to let the new crop of talent take over ECPW, explaining that Aldis and McGuinness have been side by side before and are willing to prove to everyone that they're far from calling it a day. Aldis speaks next, stating he agrees with McGuinness and that Mustache Mountain's reunion is adorable, but it comes out of Bates' own desperation, fear, and selfishness of being alone in rising to the top. He further says that while both teams' reunions happened out of pure coincidence, it's not going to stop them from achieving their goal of becoming the next ECPW Tag Team Champions. McGuinness concludes the promo by saying that if they have to destroy the entire tag team division to get there, they will, and Mustache Mountain, should they meet them in the finals, will be the ones to suffer the most, and that they will die quicker than they were reborn. Finishing off with that London Brawling is the ones that ECPW will count on, and for that, everyone will be grateful to them. Yeah. And then we go with this match, which is Jet Speed, Kevin Knight, and Speedball Mike Bailey versus London Brawling, Nick Aldis and Nigel McGuinness in another League A match in the ECPW Tag Team Championship Number Contenders Series. So I'll explain again. That's 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 for a loss, as you might expect. So similar to football and the Bound for Glory series, etc., etc. And of course, the newly reunited London Brawling defeat Jet Speed on their debut via submission. So London Brawling awarded 3 points, Jet Speed stay on 0. A match which is a clash of styles, one who are hard hitters and technicians, while the others are high flyers with innovative striking offense. It is the recent reunited London Brawler who walk away victorious and get off the mark in the league phase. Aldous and McGuinness dominate the early parts of the match, keeping Knight grounded and tagging frequently in and out and using submission holds which target the legs and arms, but the Jet is able to find the ropes on each occasion. The hot tag to Speedball finally comes, which starts with a double missile drop kick off the top, followed by a series of stiff martial arts kicks, one of which sends Aldous tumbling to the outside before he starts, meaning Speedball starts teeing off McGuinness in the corner, and a thrust kick to the jaw brings about a near fall. After several exciting high-octane tag team moves from Jet Speed, which bring about numerous near falls of McGuinness, the veteran manages to tag Aldous back in. The two debutantes are ready for it, taking him down with a flamingo driver and a UFO splash combination, but Aldous puts his foot on the rope for another tight near fall.
Flamingo.
So that breaks the count. Yeah. You know, the flamingo driver is like where he's got them on one shoulder, he's got like two legs crossed, and then he like sort of does a one wing angel. It's a sick move.
I know, I love it.
The finish, however, sees Aldous and McGuinness count as simultaneous springboard attempts for opposite numbers into their signature Kingsland, Cloverleaf, and the Thames Barrett submission holds. Aldous and Knight are the two legal men, but both the Jet and Speedball tap out at the same time, and the referee calls for the bell. After the match, London Brawling proceed to beat down the two men, but have their attack thwarted once again by Moustache Mountain, who ran out to make the save for Jet Speed, which causes the two British veterans to hightail it through the crowd, even though they're smugly celebrating their win and their actions.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's all fun and games at the moment with those two guys, let me tell you. They've been on my ass all week backstage. Then we have Timeless Tony Storm returning and addressing her defeat to Bozilla a number of shows ago. It's in the form of a pre-recorded video promo, so the screen turns black and white. Spotlight appears over a fancy armchair, where Timeless Tony Storm is sat. Interspersed throughout the video promo, so as she's talking, in between her lines is the footage of Bozilla defeating Tony Storm weeks ago. Storm theatrically tells the tale of her defeat to Bozilla a number of weeks ago in a poetic rhythm, before stating she told her it was far from over since she, calling herself a bitch, still has air in her lungs and fire in her heart. She proclaims that she will, in one nasty, horny, and sweaty way or another, see to it that Hollywood's biggest star will slay the second coming of Godzilla, albeit the Bo incarnation. And it will be her next great performance of a lifetime. She calls her out for the show in 2 weeks' time in a no-holds-barred match. Since that's the other way, her revenge would be oh so sweet, calling the fans watching the video promo and a colossal German giant darling.
The worst part is I can picture Tony saying this shit.
In one nasty, horny, and sweaty way or another.
All the fans are like, yeah, horny, yeah.
Horny. Just horny chance. Yeah.
But an all-holds-barred match, I mean, we're stepping it up here.
Yeah. Well, Bozilla's ginormous, and it might be using some weapons might be her only chance at beating her. So
probably.
Yeah. Then we have Zack Sabre Jr. speaking on going to the ring and speaking on his most recent issues with Jay White before issuing an open challenge to ECPW Transatlantic Championship. He merely gets straight to the point, stating that the attacks from Jay White after their recent encounters have been pissing him off. He stated that he understands why he wants to go at him, because they've had their fair share of problems in the past, and that includes when gold has been on the line, knowing exactly what he's after, and points towards the ECPW Transatlantic Championship around his waist. He finished off by saying that while he'll be looking at for whenever King Switch strikes next, but for now he's hosting an open challenge for the ECPW Transatlantic Championship right now, and he asks for any sorry dickhead to meet him in the middle of that ring.
Oh, who's the sorry dickhead?
Well, the arena lights go down before a guitar starts to fade in, slowly building and getting heavier. As it swells further, a name is revealed on the main stage screen, which is met by a huge pop. Buddy Matthews makes his ECPW debut. And he walks out onto
Buddy,
the stage,
buddy,
black towel draped over his
What?
head, which I signed him like as a free agent a number of weeks ago.
buddy, buddy.
And he removes the towel draped over his head and places it over his shoulder, places it on his shoulders to reveal himself. He slowly makes his way down to the ring, staring a hollow through Zack Sabre Jr., who looked on unfazed. So yeah, Buddy Matthews has arrived, but he is unfortunately defeated by Zack Sabre Jr. on this occasion, and he retains the Transatlantic Championship. In an absolute barn burner, the champion retains the title, but his opponent gets over in defeat on debut. The two start with a varying degree of lock-up exchanges, breaking it up either on the ropes or in a corner for the count of 5, before ramping up the intensity with a high-paced sequence, which sees Matthews score a tight nipple. Sabre Jr. asserts control in the middle period of the match, using kicks and forearms to attack the left arm of the Australian, and following it with various submission holds targeting the arm, which Matthews either breaks via the ropes or kicking out of any pinning combination Zack Sabre Jr. tries afterwards. Matthews makes a comeback with a clothesline, a discus forearm, and then a meteor off the top for a tight near fall. He then blasts the Englishman with a corner enziguri, a forearm, and a springboard moonsault out of the corner for a tight 2 count. He then nails the Murphy's Law for the closest near fall of the match. After a strike exchange, Sabre Jr. fires back with a Zack driver, a penalty kick, that's what PK means, and a European clutch attempt, which Matthews also kicks out of just barely. The two men jockey for position on the top rope, but Sabre Jr. delivers a stiff headbutt to the arm and chest before delivering a massive Zack driver off the top for the 3 count, and thus retains the championship. After the bell, the two men slowly get to their feet and receive a standing ovation. However, Jay White makes his presence felt with another Blade Runner to Sabre Jr.
Oh.
While Matthews looks on, but he joins in on the attack with White, delivering a Murphy's Law to the reigning ECPW Transatlantic Championship to a chorus of boos, signaling that he has aligned with Jay White.
Holy shit. Boo! Boo!
The two walk up the ramp together, and White can be heard saying into the camera, "This is all part of my master plan. Zack, count your days, because I have Australia's best kept secret on my side."
Holy shit. Holy shit.
So yeah, I got more fucking problems with people.
Yeah,
I've got all these babyface tag teams and all these heel ones starting to align, or and it's just the heel ones are just going to continue to give me more headaches. I'm so stressed.
Poor Liam.
Then we have the return of Gunther and Imperium making their first appearance since the Royal Rumble pay-per-view event. They're all decked out in gold. They're all suited and booted. We know this. The reigning ECPW champion Gunther, the tag team champions Imperium. And then Gunther waits for the boos to die down before speaking, before going about how he and Imperium have accomplished the first part of their mission: to protect the sanctity of the sport and to hold championship gold. The second part of their mission is just beginning, he says, with WrestleMania closing closely on the horizon and tag teams and single stars gunning for them, proclaiming that the winner of any tournament or chamber match will not stop them from maintaining their position at the top. The ring general states that his own actions at the Royal Rumble were symbolic of his power, explaining he made the right moves business-wise to ensure that he and his Imperium stablemates would have all the power in ECPW. He concludes by saying that the fans will be made to suffer if they too do not comply with their vision, exclaiming that on the road to WrestleMania and beyond, Imperium will continue to dominate professional wrestling and will ensure that the mat remains sacred under their watchful eye.
Boo! Fuck
Then we
you.
get to our main event match of the evening, which is Will Ospreay versus Osiah in an Elimination Chamber qualifier. But as Gunther, Kaiser, and Vinci leave the ring, Ospreay bursts through the curtain, making his entrance, and completes his entrance warm-ups in double quick time with the crowns up. Imperium reach the top of the ramp with the aerial assassin and the ring general staring each other down for several seconds.
Ooh.
Ospreay points at the belt, and Gunther looks at it, looks back at Ospreay, and then walks to the background for shaking his head and laughing. And then Ospreay obviously continues to hype people up with his entrance, and then Osiah enters next, also to a positive reception from the crowd. But in a fast-paced back and forth, and showcases two of the best all-rounders the company has, it is Will Ospreay who comes out on top and qualifies for the Elimination Chamber match. Both men come flying out the blocks with a quick sequence, each bringing up tight near falls after tight near fall, finding creative pinning combinations, and the two receive a standing ovation as they pop up to go face to face.
Fight forever.
Ospreay begins to slow things down in the middle period, derailing several Zazaya move attempts with chops, rolling elbows, and a picture-perfect handspring corkscrew kick. The two go to the top rope, and Ospreay manages to land a poison rana from there and brings about a tight near fall, which of course probably got holy shit chance.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Zazaya fires back not long after, downing Ospreay with a German suplex Pele kick combo and follows up with a missile drop kick off the top for a near fall. And then the finish sees the two rising from their knees, going into a striking exchange and countering several kick variations each before Ospreay lands a thrust kick from behind to the jaw. The two go up top again, but Ospreay counters a Frankensteiner attempt from Zazaya and lands perfectly on his feet, much to the surprise of Zazaya. But out of desperation, a pump kick comes from the Spaniard and a Death Valley driver follows for a tight near fall. As Ospreay rises to his feet, Zazaya goes for a top rope moonsault to the standing Englishman, but the aerial assassin catches him, turns him onto his back on his shoulder, and walks to the center of the ring, hooks the arms, and delivers the Stormbreaker. And then he goes to the corner and delivers the hidden blade after applauding his opponent for the 3 count. Ospreay and Zazaya share a moment after a standing ovation, and they bow to each other, with the Spaniard taking his leave for the Essex native to celebrate qualifying for Elimination Chamber and going one step closer to redemption. The show fades to black as Ospreay leads the fans in an Ospreay Ospreay chant in time with his music again.
Ospreay. Ospreay. Nailed it,
Yeah,
Liam. I thought your
that
show was
concludes my
great.
show. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a good show.
But
Thanks,
Gunther
guys.
and Gunther and Ospreay fucking going face to face. Oh, that's signaling something.
Yeah,
But you
for
got
the
more
first time in a
problems.
long while.
You got more
Got more
problems.
problems with I've got problems with London Brawling. I've got fucking Team Curse problems maybe down the line. I don't know. I've got fucking Jay White and Buddy Matthews to deal with. And I've got my hands full with a lot of things.
Yeah, Jesus.
And things are really heating up on my show in the lead up to WrestleMania. So
Keeps getting better. All right, so up next is MCW, which is Noble. He finished third this week. He put on a good show, so let's go to Noble.
I still can't believe my show's in 3rd place. Jesus Christ. So, MCW is live from Falmouth, which our first match is Joe Hendry versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Hendry begins the match with some lefts and rights on Hobbs. However, it doesn't phase the Powerhouse from Evolution, as he grabbed Hendry by the throat and throws him over the top rope and landing on the mat,
Ooh.
leaving Hendry groaning in pain. Hobbs exits the ring, grabs Hendry, and hits a spine buster on the floor, gets him up to the ring, and hits the Oklahoma Stampede, pins Hendry 1, 2, and a very late kick out. As Hendry gets up, Hobbs goes for the burning hammer, but Hendry counters as he hits a fallaway slam, then the standing ovation, and, well, Hobbs kicks out at 0. No count at all.
what the hell?
As Hendry is shaken from his boots.
Ooh.
And then Hobbs hits the burning hammer, pins Hendry again. 1, 2, 3. Hobbs defeats Joe Hendry to kick off MCW from Falmouth High School Stadium, home of the Navigators.
Hendry loses. Good. All right, we're off to a good start. All right.
Yeah, but kicking out of 0 of the standing ovation, Hobbs, you absolute madman.
Yes, he is. Yeah, yeah. I cannot fucking put anything to like. Yeah, I cannot fucking say a figure of speech anymore. Anyway, then we got ourselves the number contendership qualifying match between Bianca Belair and Alicia Edwards. But Belair wasted no time as she hit a spear to Edwards as she won't get any offense. Then another spear and a power slam. Then connects the KOD. Immediate 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
Damn.
With the crowd's mouth open wide, Bianca Belair defeats Alicia Edwards in what may be the shortest match in MCW history to advance the number contendership match for the MCW Women's Championship. As I was gonna put, she grabs the mic. I actually put the S right there, so my fucking bad. So, is this what MCW offered me tonight? Alicia is cool and all, but she is a massive twig that's in my way.
Ooh.
I am waiting for the winner of the Jordan Grace and the Julia Hart match in a number contendership match, where the winner faces Jade Cargill for the MCW Women's Championship. Here's the thing. I faced her once. I know every weakness of her. I am not finished with her at all. Jordan, I have nothing but respect for you and for what you do. If you face me next week, or that may not be the case, I will not go easy on you since you're the former TNA Women's Champion and a star that people eyed out for. But, Julia Hart, I heard you're with Evolution. That makes you even stronger. That doesn't matter to me. I'll squash you like a little bug you are. Even that big gorilla Triple H, Utista, and Ric Flair, who enjoy riding on trains for living,
Damn.
Ooh.
and not to mention Tatum's creepy attitude. It will not stop me from reaching my goal, and that is the MCW Women's Championship. I am the EST of MCW, and I will make sure you read what I mean it.
Goddamn. Fighting words from Bianca Belair.
Ric Flair riding trains. All right.
But when I read that,
Yeah, yeah.
I
She
when I
really
love
went
read
that.
that
that,
far.
when
And
I
I'm
read
pretty
that earlier this week, I was drinking like a drink, and then I saw the line, and I almost literally choked on my drink. I was like, "Holy hell!"
I was reading through it last night and I saw that and I fucking bursted out laughing. I was like, oh no.
What? No, wait. Did you seriously laugh at that part?
Yeah, it's
I
funny.
fucking lost it. I wish we
It's
could
very
show
funny.
I wish we could show the photo, but we can't.
I don't even know if
Nope.
that's PG.
Nope.
But let's just say he went diving somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
Holy
Anyway,
shit.
Continue.
God's sakes. Next, camera points at the MCW Tag Team Champions Next Gen Voltage. They got a very pissed off looks on them.
Ooh, they mad.
Leon and I got attacked by Evolution, and now they want to challenge us for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Rick, Batista, you know you made the biggest mistake of your entire lives. A, if you mess with fire, you're going to get burned. As in this case, if you mess with next gen voltage, you're going to get shocked.
Damn straight.
Ooh.
And then Leon Slater says here, B, you're coming to my home turf in the UK for WrestleMania. And C, you will find out why us young lads are the most inspired tag teams in MCW. Triple H says that they are coming for gold, recognition, and some bodies. You will get bodies, all right, The bodies of evolution when we finish you lads at WrestleMania. We are next gen voltage. Prepare to get shocked.
Get shot.
Hell yeah. I love Next Gen Vultures. They're my favorite tag team in the league, probably. Not gonna lie.
I know. They're doing such great work.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, the thing is, I made that fucking tag team, and I came with that name. Well, at this point, so I'm just happy I just got this team over here. So, next match, Damian Priest against The Rock. This is the first time we've seen The Rock in this show for like God knows how long.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Damian goes.
it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, Damian goes for The Rock right away as he hits a shoulder tackle and then goes for left to right straight punches. Then he goes for the spinning heel kick, pins The Rock 1-2 and a kick out immediately. Rock gets up as he ducks the attempted clothesline for Priest and then goes for some strikes and an uppercut. As Priest falls to the ground, Rock goes for the people's elbow, pins Priest 1-2 and an early kick out as Priest gets up, hits the Razor's Edge and then South from Heaven's chokeslam, pins Rock again 1-2 and a kick out. With no options left, Priest begins to crash out. Gets out of the ring, shucks some steel chairs as he tries to find anything to put The Rock away.
I don't know if he can do that.
The ref stops Priest from doing anything stupid. As the ref puts the chairs away, Rock hits a low blow to Priest and hits Rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. The Rock defeats Damian Priest with the help of a low blow and a Rock bottom. Where would Priest go from here after this loss tonight?
Great question.
The fuck?
But yeah, The Rock, cheating bastard.
Cheating bitch.
Yeah, the only way that Priest lost is his freaking crash out. If he hasn't crashed out here, if he hasn't thrown those stupid chairs in the ring, yeah, the ref would have been distracted and then he would have get low blowed.
I'm intrigued if you can continue that as like a character development thing for Damian Priest. That'd be quite interesting, I think.
I know. That's why I got my eye on that. Cause I saw that and I was like, ooh. What's Priest gonna
I'll
do?
definitely I'll definitely put in my notes for next time so I won't forget. Hopefully I don't forget. Then we got match 4. Julia Hart against Jordan Grace. Winner faces Bianca Belair for the no contender match for the MCW Championship. Same from the Belair Edwards match. Hart wasted no time on her opponent as she hit some punches followed by a DDT to the mat, then hits a crucifix driver, pins Grace, 1, but a kick out immediately by Jordan.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hart was furious as she picks her up to hit another crucifix driver, but Grace stops her on her tracks as she hits the powerbomb, waits for Hart to get up as she hits a spear, then the Grace driver pins Hart 1, 2, but suddenly Hart rises up on her own like she was possessed.
Back off, you spooky bitch.
Okay, yeah, okay, that has to be. Okay. God damn it, Liam. God damn it. Then goes for the Alabama slam that picks her up, goes to the top rope to go for old school, and then the heartless submission as Grace taps out.
Wow.
Whoa.
It will be Julia Hart versus Bianca Belair. Winner faces Jade Cargill at WrestleMania for the MCW Women's Championship. But there will be breaking news to this thing after the show.
Okay.
And then, main event, Evolution, Batista and Ric Flair against R-Truth and Mr. Iguana, Team Best.
Jesus Christ. That's a funny team. I can imagine him just pulling some shenanigans.
Team Cast begins the match with a bang, with Mr. Iguana connecting the shoulder tackle on Ric Flair, followed by the Iguana rope walk and a drop kick. Pins Flair 1, 2, and a kick out. Mr. Iguana picks him up as he is about to go for the crucifix bomb, but Flair counters as he hits a back suplex. Then knife edge chop pins Mr. Iguana 1, 2, but a save by R-Truth. With the opening, Mr. Iguana did the Iguanarana on Flair. Both stars crawl as Mr. Iguana tags R-Truth and Flair tags Batista.
Oh no.
R-Truth hits some shoulder tackles and does a sit-out hip toss, raises his hand as the crowd in Falmouth chants, "You can't
You
see me,"
can't see me.
as Truth connects the 5-knuckle shuffle. As he attempts the AA, but Flair saved him.
Ooh.
Mr. Iguana's puppet, Lyaska, attacks Flair as Mr. Iguana did a moonsault to keep Flair out of the way.
Hey, that's not legal. Can iguanas attack human beings? What's going on here?
The worst part is I could see Flair selling it.
He starts flopping
Yeah,
around and stuff like
yeah.
that.
Imagine selling it after a puppet attacks you. So yeah, that's why that's why I will allow this.
Oh, I love this.
With Truth got distracted, Batista hits a spear. Waits for him to get up, hits him, hits the spear again as he connects the spine buster and picks Truth up to do a Batista bomb. 1, 2, 3. Evolution gets their first win in main championship wrestling as a team. However, Next Gen Voltage attacks Flair and Batista with their tag team titles, punches them, but that is until Triple H and Powerhouse Hobbs save them, as Triple H did a pedigree on Slater, and Hobbs connects Town Business on Evans.
Ooh.
Evolution stands tall with the numbers advantage on their favor.
Holy shit.
Really good show.
Yeah, I thought you did great, Noble. I'm not gonna lie. This show, like, I'm not gonna lie. When I read your main event and I saw that the puppet attacked Flair, all I could picture was Flair fucking just
Yeah, just getting like the iguana's like
I was,
attached to his throat, and then he's like rolling around, flopping around. You know.
yeah, Flair would be selling that shit like, God damn it, motherfucker.
yeah,
This
that's
is
what
legal.
that's the as I typed this, I was trying to imagine what would that happen. So like like if the puppet like comes to real life or whatever, attack Flair like during the
Does
match.
that
Like,
son of a bitch have a permanent animal at ringside?
Who the fuck allowed
yeah,
this?
yeah,
You son of a bitch. Anyway, I'm Ric Flair, damn it.
But
Anyway.
yeah, I will say I do like that you're. I really do like that you're basically saying that Evolution are going to run the show. Again, I really like where you're going with the potential character development for Damian Priest. You know, being a sort of crash out guy. I want to see how he bounces back from that. But pushing Julia Hart, especially against somebody like Jordan Grayson, and having her go up against Bianca Belair is a extremely big deal for her, especially now that she's part of Evolution and all that stuff.
yeah. But
Anyway, you
this
said you have some breaking news, right?
yes, breaking news, and it's something to do with the number contender match. It was supposed to be scheduled for next week, but since Elimination Chambers is next, the number one contendership match has been moved to this weekend at Elimination Chamber. As I talked to my team about this, since Bianca and Julia Hart fought each other once, somewhat in a tag match at this point, they will meet each other 1-on-1, but the number contendership for the MCW Women's Championship at WrestleMania will be on the line inside Hell in a Cell.
Ooh.
Whoa. And let me tell you, production's gonna have a hard time switching out those structures because we've got the Elimination Chamber. We've got 2 Elimination Chamber matches on the show, and we have a Hell in a Cell match. But I can. I don't know. Do you want me to do the pay-per-view match order now, or do you want me to do it after we read the other shows?
Let's at least get through the other shows and then we'll.
Okay, cool, no problem.
Well, speaking of shows, guess who's up next? It is myself and NNW. Now, I'm not gonna lie, didn't really put in much effort this week, but still, here we go. So, of course, my show, which is NNW's Chamber Go Home show, music and pyro start off the show. Of course, Hailstorms Freak Like Me, which is a banger, in my opinion. Show starts off with Kenny Omega coming out, the son of a bitch. He talks about last week and how he has the future of NNW in his hands with the Money in the Bank. Kenny says that he thinks it's time for a new era to sweep over NNW and that he's going to start by getting the NNW World title back around his waist. Sting comes out and interrupts him and says he doesn't know what Kenny's little plan is, but if he wants the NNW World title so bad, he would have to go to the Chamber. Sting would announce tonight in the main event that Kenny Omega will take on this man to see who goes to the Chamber. And I bet you guys are wondering, well, who's the man? All of a sudden, Hulk Hogan comes out. NWO's Hulk Hogan comes out. And he points at Kenny and he says he'll see him in the main event. Oof.
Wow, that's
Rough.
huge, but
Yeah.
I mean, I do fear for Hogan's gas tank on that one, but yes.
Oh, it's trust me, when I describe the match, it's gonna be interesting. I just didn't write it. A lot of these matches I didn't write down, but I can describe them. So we have a Elimination Chamber qualifying match up next, in which Orange Cassidy himself will be taking on Miles Bourne, making his NNW
Wow.
debut.
Holy hell.
Nice.
These two would put on a banger of a match. However, Orange Cassidy would come out in the end. Pretty much the way that I had it was Miles Bourne was controlling most of the match. Orange, being the silly bastard that he is, does his shit. But Miles Bourne had control until all the way up until the end, until Orange would take advantage off a distraction. I'm not gonna say what the distraction was, but all I can say is that Orange picks up the win. He goes to the Chamber, and it's gonna be very interesting. Now, we go backstage. We see myself. I start heading towards my car, and Sting catches up to me. He asks me where I'm going. And I tell Sting that I gotta go make things right. I tell Sting that he will see me at the Chamber, but before he heads out, that he's gonna tell Sting that I tell Sting that to just leave one of the pod slots open. Don't have a qualifying match for it. Just leave it open. It's gonna be a mystery. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Of course, before I drive off, Leslie Webb and Pete Dunne arrive in their own vehicle, and of course, they wave me off. And of course, I didn't put this part down, but I thought it'd be funny. I roll down my window as I'm flipping off Webb, and I drive away.
The beef continues. Yes.
Webb's a little shit, is what he is. So then, we come back off a commercial break, and the way that I have it is before the show continues, all of a sudden the whole screen goes black around the arena. 5 silhouettes are standing with a black background and smoke behind them with the tagline, "The club is coming soon." After all that, the show returns to
Interesting.
normal, and everyone is confused as hell as to what the fuck is going on.
That sounds really interesting. Can't wait to see who gets revealed for that.
Oh, trust me, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this group?
Okay.
Trust me. So then Thea Hale comes out, and Thea says that she wants the NNW Women's World Title, and that she wants a match against Statlander at RWL WrestleMania for the title. Statlander and Perez come out and says she's done nothing to deserve a title shot and that she would fail just like she did in most of her life in the wrestling ring.
Ooh.
Sting comes out and he says that he wants RWL WrestleMania to be huge and he wants to make it a must watch show. Therefore, he makes the match for the NNW Women's World title. It'll be Thea Hale taking on Chris Statlander, taking on Roxanne Perez.
Holy shit.
And Statlander and Perez are shocked. They're like, "What the hell? Like, what are you doing, Sting? Why the hell would you do that?" And then Sting goes, "To make sure that the match runs smoothly, I hired a special guest ref for the occasion. Guess who's back, boys? AJ
Let's,
Lee is
let's light
back."
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Special.
Yes.
That must be like one of the most earliest confirmed matches we have for RWL WrestleMania.
Oh, it's gonna be huge, this event, but this match, AJ Lee has a problem with all these women. Can she call the match down the middle? Find out
I guess
next
we'll find out.
week. Find out next week when there's a contract signing. Ooh.
Ooh, that's
Pretty much come out there like, no one in this until you are cursed.
yes.
Danhausen comes out and
Team
he's like,
Custer and the W.
yep. So Danhausen comes out and he's like, "You have something that I want. You have shiny. I want it. Give me it."
That's shiny.
And of course, they're like, "You want it? You're going to have to beat us in a tag match." And he goes, "Don't worry, I have the perfect partner." And out comes Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana.
So these guys
Surprisingly, all
put
the mic is
on.
shouting, isn't
So these put on a hell of a match. But guess what, boys? We have new NNW Tag Team Champions.
Oh my god.
Because
Holy
Danhausen and
bleep.
Mr. Iguana defeat Hank and Tank via pinfall.
Oh
After
my god.
Danhausen would curse Tank, Hank would get attacked by the puppet that I can never pronounce his name right.
Layeska.
Yes.
Lyeska.
And Danhausen would roll up Hank and get the pinfall to become the new NNW Tag Team Champions.
Oh
They have
god.
their
So what
first gold in the league. We're all
oh my
doomed.
oh my god. So one of my stars is a fucking NNW tag champ.
Yep.
God
That's right.
sakes.
So R-Truth would come out, he would celebrate. Kit Wilson, Logan Paul, and Kevin Nair are standing on the top of the ramp being like, "What the fuck? Like what?"
What the hell is happening?
Yeah, pretty much. So then, we get to the main event. Main event. Kenny Omega versus Hulk Hogan. Winner advances to the chamber. This match would see two different wrestling styles take place. Classic old-fashioned wrestling versus the new high-flying style of wrestling. These two would put on a banger of a match. However, towards the end, we had a ref bump.
Uh-oh.
All of a sudden, we see Kenta. Kenta starts attacking Hogan. Of course, that doesn't sit well because here comes the NWO. Right? They're like, hey, 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 hey. So then they think that they scared Kenta off, right? Like they're chasing him through the crowd. Hogan would see this and he'd be like, what the hell's going on? That would give Kenny enough time to hit the V trigger. And then, of course, set Hogan up for the one winged angel. And then Kenny would get the pinfall.
God damn.
Yeah. However,
Very good show, though.
before the show goes off the air, as Kenny and Kenta are celebrating, just as the show goes off the air, the static hits as the show goes off the air. Only true
We're just
wrestling fans know what the static
straight to
means.
black.
Yes.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Ooh. Wonder what that could mean.
Indeed.
All I can
But
say
no,
is,
yeah,
Joe,
I
are you
thought.
ready?
Yeah. All I can say is your show was a lot of fun. I thought giving Miles Bourne a good spotlight match with Orange Cassidy at the start was a good way for him to get over, albeit in defeat. This whole thing with you going off to make things right, but then Sting keeping things held down in your absence is cool as well. Your beef with Wesley Webb and Pete Dunne continues to remain funny. Got the club coming soon, which again sounds very interesting, and then obviously you got the really good thing of a WrestleMania match made official already. Triple threat match for the NNW Women's World Championship. So Statlander, Perez, and Thea Hale, and then AJ is a special guest referee, and I'll be intrigued to see how she calls the match. And then, of course, the shock of the century with Team Curse becoming the new NNW Tag Team Champions. So then, yeah, Kenny and Hogan having a good match in the main event. Love it. Love the show. And yeah, the stack
Agreed.
is an ominous sign.
Ooh. Well, all I could say is wait until the chamber, because I got a phone call while I was going to visit someone. And all I can
Well, I guess we'll
say,
find that out on the show.
well, I guess I'll do a little bit of breaking news, I guess, is I received a phone call and he says he's ready. That's all I can say. All I can say is that he says he's ready. Just be ready. Trust me. You guys aren't ready for who's going to be in that chamber spot.
Okay.
Just trust me. All right. So now we go to the last show, which is Peyton's show, who is not here. Didn't tell me he wasn't going to be here.
Shocker.
It's okay. All I could say is that if it was me, I would suspend Adam Cole again. But anyway, so I guess his show. Let's see. By the looks of it, he has Jeff Hardy taking on Ray Phoenix, in
Yep.
which he has Phoenix. Wait, what? Hardy would go to the top rope and connects with the Swanton Bomb, and will finish the match by locking Felix in his new submission move, Spinal Destination.
Destination. I think it's a fun and final destination.
And
So yeah, it makes
apparent.
them tap out to that.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this fucking right here. You don't have Jeff Hardy win by the Swanton? You have him win by this new submission. Wait, is this a new thing for Jeff? Or is this a real move?
I don't know. Maybe.
Hold up. Let me look that up.
Yeah, look that up, because if that's a real submission by Jeff, I need to know, because that's me. So then, Hardy would let go of the hold, raises his hands high in the air, as he has two more defenses towards the towards a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. Who can stop Jeff Hardy? GM Payton would come out after Hardy celebrates the win and says, "How about that, Chicago? That is just a taste of what we bring you tonight. We will decide who is fighting for the CPW women." What?
I looked it up. It's actually a new submission move from Jeff. It was introduced on March of this year in TNA Impact.
It's just weird. I never see
Interesting.
Jeff Hardy doing submissions. That's
another feather to his
Neither
cap,
do
I
I.
guess.
odd. Anyway, he says, we will decide who will be fighting for the CPW Women's State Line Championship tonight, as we have our semifinals match. First, it'll be
Nico Satomura.
thank you, versus Nikita Lyons, and Jada Parker will take on Ashley Monroe or
Sorry.
Massaro. Jesus Christ, I almost said.
Monroe.
Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ. We
I
hope
was like,
you
ooh.
all. Yeah, I was like, eh. We hope all of you will enjoy the special edition. And then all of a sudden he gets cut off by the MFT. Then I guess he has Samoa Joe pretty much yelling at him, saying Cash was losing my world championship. You're doing. Payne says, no, it wasn't my. It was not my decision. It was all Finn. Huh? It was all Finn Balor's decision. He had the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah, because on his last show, he had Finn Balor cash in the money in that briefcase to become the CPW World Champion.
Oh yeah, fucking I remember that because we questioned why the demon would be ready and
Like, yeah. I'm just like, how?
yeah.
Like, did you tape the match 2 weeks apart or some shit? What?
Was this pre-taped? God damn
Supposed to be a
it.
live show, you dumbass.
So then Payne tries to act like a fucking badass here. He says it will be Joe versus Finn Balor at Clash at the Hive for the CPW World Heavyweight Championship. Peyton then says, hold on, you have a match, and he's going to take on Mustafa Ali, who's making a CPW debut. And,
Crazy.
yeah, Joe would roll up Ali after a distraction and get the victory here.
Ali was the one who rolled up Joe.
Joe would get to, oh, wait, yeah, no, my bad, yeah. Ali would roll up Joe.
Getting the upset win.
The fuck?
Uh,
It's pretty big.
yeah, apparently MFT will hurry over to somebody, Gallows and Emerson from Bullet Club Reborn would attack Solo and Jeff Cobb. And then MFT will hold off Bullet Club Reborn's attack as they hurried in the try and attack Ali. And then Ali rolled out of the way, heading to the back. And then Jeff Cobb wasn't looking. LA Knight would run down to Cobb and attack him with a forearm to the back of the head. As he took out all of MFT, leaving the State Line Championship in the ring, picked up the title and raised it up high as the screen cuts to come out. Okay.
So then
Interesting.
he has the Migo versus Nikita Lyons here. The women's match, the first women's match, in which he has Lyons winning. Shocker.
Who would have thought, right? Yeah.
Sucker ass clean if he wanted. Anyway. So then he has then he has the Black Arrow coming. Sorry, I had to.
I don't know how I made that. I don't know how I made that noise. I'm sorry, that was disgusting.
I don't care. That was funny. So then
we're not clipping that.
So then he would have Black come out. who represents the Black Arrows, and says during the RWL Royal Rumble pay per view, we showed everyone in the wasteland that is Vegas that we are the most dangerous tag team in this division, and tonight we celebrate our win by challenging anyone in the back to see who gets a taste of the Black Arrow. That does not sound
That sounds
okay.
perverted.
It doesn't help with who comes out. Suddenly, the Street Profits come.
Yeah, that definitely does. The pull out
Oh
game week.
God.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. So
It's okay.
he pretty much has the Black Arrows defeating the Street Profits. Um. So then the Undisputed
Hey, what?
Eras, Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong would attack King and
Amel.
yep. As they're standing alongside Black, as he would slowly turn around to look at them. But as he was distracted, oh, this fucking guy. Adam Cole would slide in the
Adam
ring and
Cole,
attack
bye.
Black and would attack Black in the back of the head and start attacking him.
Great English.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, what could this mean for the tag titles? Then we cut to LA Knight in the back with a reporter. LA Knight, care to
Oh
explain
my.
why you attacked Jeff Cobb earlier tonight? Let me talk to you, sweetie.
Oh, for
That's not
fuck's
creepy at all.
sake.
The reason I did what
Why?
I had to do because I am officially cashing in my my state line championship opportunity. And Cobb, you better wait. What? Who the fuck's? All right, you better prepare yourself
Jeff Cobb's
because
the state line champion.
yeah. So wait.
Okay. How? No,
Okay.
no.
No, I'm reading it wrong here. I have to catch back up. And Cobb, you better prepare yourself. I'm not cashing this in at Clash at the Hive. Nah, champ. You better be ready, cause I will see you right here in Chicago for the RWL Elimination Chamber. You will find out whose game it is, and everybody saying LA Knight, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. I thought I read this one as well here, but yeah. No, I read that like the other part here with the chamber. Yeah, makes sense.
So we know Peyton's match for the chamber, at least. Glad he could
Yep.
read it.
It's
So then we would have Bailey. You guys know Bailey.
Yeah, the
ugh,
champion.
Yeah,
the fucking champion.
she takes on Kyrie Zane, and guess what?
Bailey wins.
No.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. Yeah, no. Kyrie Zane would defeat
Kyrie.
Bailey.
What?
Yeah. So as Kyrie Sane defeat Bailey after Bailey tried to connect with the Rose Palm, but Alexa Bliss would keep Bailey distracted and Sane would roll her up for the win.
Okay, yep, that most dangerous move of all of professional wrestling. I wonder what it is. The fucking roll up.
Bailey would be angry as Bliss would celebrate with Sane, allegedly.
Oh, boy. So then we get the main event. I didn't realize that this was the main event. Jada Parker taking on Ashley. The result, Nikita Lyons would take out the ref, as she would take out both Parker and Ashley. The ref would call for the bell and call this no contest.
Yeah,
Nikita,
No.
this was a semi-final match and it's a no contest. Great.
Nikita would
Okay,
hit the legs, the split leg drops on both Parker and Ashley as she would be left standing as the show fades to black.
so you need to tell me that there's no winner because Nikita Lyons just needs to be on the motherfucking spotlight? Come on.
I want to see how Peyton handles that, but I'm not holding out high hopes he'll try and make sense of this because that just sounds a bit nuts. Yeah.
Uh, so, Payne, we gotta talk. Anyway, uh, okay,
Fucking hell,
so
dude.
great shows by everyone. Of course, the next pay per view. Oh yeah, we don't have the wheel because it's the pay per view. So yeah, uh, I was like, we gotta do the wheel, and then I was like, oh wait, no wait, we have the pay per view. So at the elimination chain. Well, actually, Liam, it's your job. You're the commish.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the owner. I'm the commissioner of RWL is War, and I can exclusively reveal that at the Elimination Chamber pay per view, the match order will be opening up is the number one contenders match for the MCW Women's Championship inside Hell in a Cell. Bianca Belair versus Julia Hart.
Ooh.
The second match is Jeff Cobb defending his CPW State Line Championship against LA Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have two Elimination Chamber matches back to back. ECPW's one goes first. Konosuke Takeshita versus Kota Ibushi versus Will Ospreay versus three unnamed competitors set to join them inside the structure, and this match will determine the number one contender to the ECPW Championship at RWL WrestleMania in London. Then, of course, the LNW Elimination Chamber match. Pete Dunne, the Hardcore Champion, I believe, right? Correct.
Yes.
Versus Christian Cage versus Eddie Guerrero versus Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega, and one spot still left open in the chamber match itself, which, of course, you have made very clear on your show, will be somebody entering a pod.
Yes.
And then the Elimination Chamber pay per view in Chicago, Illinois, will be main evented by Raw's World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena defending against Randy Orton.
Dude, this is gonna be a stacked chamber as this is the last pay per view as we are on the road to RWL WrestleMania. And yes, Peyton, I did see that, and you want to know what? I'm actually very mad at you. After what transpired this week, Peyton has breaking news. After what transpired this week, GM Peyton will open the show after the chamber to address what happened at the second semifinal match. It may be a redo of the match where Nikita Lyons will not be involved, or it may be a triple threat for the title. Time will what?
Triple
Okay,
threat, wouldn't it be
Well,
four? Well, actually, no, he's right. Triple threat, yeah, or three or four. I don't know. I
you're
don't know.
you're
I'm
you're
pretty
fucking
much.
confusing, dude. Anyway, but
Well,
yes,
time will tell this.
yes. Anyway, the chamber is definitely going to be very interesting. A lot of key matches there. What is going to happen? Who are the three competitors in ECPW's thing? Who is the final man inside NNW's? What will two goats do as they deliver in the main event for the title? Will we have a number one contender for the MCW Women's Championship? Will LA Knight be able to take down Jeff Cobb? Find out next week. That's right, we're going live next week with this.
Which means I'm going to be on all your asses to make sure that you write your matches
Oh
out in
my
time.
god.
What, you thought you were getting 2 weeks? No, fuck that. We announced fucking the other day when this pay per view was.
Especially because we've had like some delays recently, so we've got to start catching up on the streaming schedule.
Yes, and those delays will be explained, of course, tomorrow. I'll be talking about those tomorrow on my podcast, which, of course, those are Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. The Wrestle Arc Podcast Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out Wrestle Arc Podcast. Do want to say we have some new sponsors. We'll be talking about that, and that'll be fun. But yes, so tune in next week. RWL's War presents the Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
Boy, the thrill here. It's exhilarating.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Until next time, this has been the RWL's War. I'm Radio. That's Noble. That's the new owner, Liam.
Thank you.
Anyway,
We
bye.
had fun.